آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا من قبلهم من قرن مكناهم في الأرض ما لم نمكن لكم وأرسلنا السماء عليهم مدرارا وجعلنا الأنهار تجري من تحتهم فأهلكناهم بذنوبهم وأنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين. ولو نزلنا عليك كتابا في قرطاس فلمسوه بأيديهم لقال الذين كفروا إن هذا إلا سحر مبين. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
We were discussing last few nights in reference to the first few verses of Surah Al-An'am, some topics and beliefs and ethics. This Muharram is a time of correction, time of improvement, time to fix our problems inside. It is not a time of praising each other. Yes, we can encourage each other, but it's a time to look at ourselves in the mirror that Imam Hussain alayhi salam has set for us. A nation or a community that reflects on its condition has a chance of improvement. A nation or a community that wants to see itself in a better place in future, right, then take some necessary and sometimes hard and tough steps in order to get to a better place in future. Those who don't do that, they pay heavily in this dunya and akhirah. I will translate verse number 6 and 7 of Surah Al-An'am. Do they not consider how many a generation we have destroyed before them, whom we had established in the earth, as we have not established you? And we sent the clouds pouring rain on them in abundance, and we made the rivers to flow beneath them. Then we destroyed them on account of their faults, and raised up after them another generation. And if we had sent to you a writing on a paper, then they had touched it with their hands. Certainly those who disbelieve would have said, this is nothing but clear enchantment, clear magic. The verse 6 in short says that, don't you learn from history how those before you who were given more wealth than you have been given faced the chastisement of Allah because of their sins. We had given them so much, beautiful valleys and everything, you know. And the other thing is that this is about verse 7, which is about their arrogance of these people, that they keep on finding excuses, presenting excuses for not doing what they're supposed to do. Even if the book had come down in front of their eyes from the heaven on paper, right? Still they would say this is magic. A book that they could actually touch and lift and pick up, that they had seen their eyes coming down from the heavens, still they would call it what? This is nothing but clear enchantment, clear magic. Sihrun mubin. He has cast a spell on our eyes that we see this book. This is not really He made us look like it's coming down from the sky. It was nothing but magic. Arrogant people always have an excuse for not doing the right thing. In Urdu language, they say this, कोई काम करना होता है तो कोई बहाना नहीं चाहिए. और नहीं करना होता है 1000 बहाने होते हैं. If you want to do something, you never bring an excuse. And if you don't want to do something, you have 1,000 excuses for not doing it. That is really a problem. I'm sure there's similar things exist in Farsi and other languages. People who always have excuses for not doing their responsibility, justifications for doing something wrong, right? They never correct from themselves. And the kind of punishment that Allah gives them is a kind of blindness that they have inside, a sickness that they don't see and everybody else sees it around themselves. So really there is much to learn. When Sayyid Shuhada arrived in Karbala, these are the words he said. An-nasu abidud dunya. People are slaves of this world. وَالدِّينُ لَعِقٌ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. And religion, deen in this comprehensive sense, deen is nothing but something on their tongues, right? لَعِقٌ. Like, a particle, piece of food or meat or something stuck in your tooth, between your teeth, and you play with it, chew on it. He says deen is just this for people. People are slaves of this dunya, and deen is nothing but a piece of leftover meat that's stuck in somewhere in their mouth and they're playing with it. يَحُوتُونَهُ مَا دَارَتْ مَعَايِشُهُم. They circle around deen. They want to associate themselves with deen as long as their wealth and their good fortune and their comfort is not in any way affected by deen. فَإِذَا مُحِّسُوا بِالْبَلَاءِ قَلَّتْ دَيَّانُ. But as soon as they are tested, then any bala comes to them. Political issues come up. Or for example, as small as community needs them. They don't see them for a long time. They show up next Muharram because it's too much responsibility. Run away from responsibility because it is not easy for everyone to do that. The examples that we have are exact opposite of our own lifestyle. The Holy Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
In his last sickness, that he got sick and then he passed away, he came to the masjid, got on the mimbar and called all the people. And he said, he said, Ashabi, my ashab, my companions, what kind of a prophet was I? Did I endure the pain that you were enduring? Did I fight along your side in battles? Was I not injured in the battles? My forehead, my body, Did I not suffer along your side? Did I not work hard? Do my duty? They said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. He said that if anyone has a claim against me, I present myself for qisas. Anything I've done wrong to anyone, today he can come and claim me. If I have hurt anyone, come and punish me. So, this man, Sawadat ibn Qais, he, old man, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have a claim against you. And I want qisas for it. Rasulullah said, what is it? He said, we were traveling someplace and, you were on the mount, you were sitting on a horse or something, and the stick that you had in your hand, it hit my stomach. Accidentally or whatever be the case. So today I want to do qisas for that. So Rasulullah turned towards Bilal and said, Bilal, go to my home and bring the stick. He had a name for that. He said, go bring that one. So Bilal came out of the masjid and started announcing to the people. And I'm sure Bilal was crying when he was doing that. Rasulullah is asking everyone to come, and any claim anyone has against him, come and do qisas. Right? So Bilal got to the house of Sayyidah Fatima Al-Zahra Salamullah alayha. Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
He asked for that stick. So Sayyidah Salamullah says, this is the stick the Holy Prophet uses when he's going out someplace. Some special reason, but why would he need it today? He said, daughter of Prophet, don't you know your father is sitting on the minbar? And he's talking about his departure from dunya and asking people, anyone has anything against him, come and take it from him. The moment she heard it, she started crying. She said, Father, if you leave this world, who will be there for all the oppressed people, all the weak and poor people and homeless people, and who's going to support all the Mazlumeen? Then she went and brought Rasulullah. Bilal came and gave it to Rasulullah. He said, Rasulullah asked this person, Suada, he said, come forward and hit me wherever I hit you. So he come forward, he said, you need to show me your stomach so I can, so the Holy Prophet lifted his shirt, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, would you allow me to kiss you over here on your body? So the Prophet said yes. So he did that. So then he became quiet. Rasulullah said, do you want to take your qisas or not? He said, Ya Rasulullah, just wanted to kiss you. Maybe this will come and become my shafaat on the day of judgment. This will help me on the day of judgment. That my gunahgar, my lips touch your body pure, that you one day inshallah will become my shafi, you will be my shafi on the day of judgment. These are examples of our Prophet. Please cite a salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Whatever we do today, we will see it tomorrow. Innama tujzawna ma kuntum ta'malun. People ask, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will He punish us? Allah is waiting, Allah on the day of judgment is going to punish people. This is the wrong way of presenting it. Innama tujzawna ma kuntum ta'malun. You will be recompensed with what you did, what you used to do. What you used to do will be your recompense. Your jaza will be your amal. Al-jaza'u nafsul amal. Punishment is exactly the action we do. And not just in akhirat, in dunya. Our priorities, right, today, will result in our condition tomorrow. In this dunya and also in akhirat. We need some silence, please. Please say the salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Moving to this country, we all have to plan our futures here. Futures, I don't mean our personal individual futures, our community. Our community means your children and my children. I'm just curious about a lot of things, how other communities, they plan their futures in this country. One large, big Jewish neighborhood in New Jersey area and other places I've been. But I'm pointing to that because really it's surprising. Surprising means impressed. I was impressed. So I saw the Jewish people, they don't buy expensive houses. Generally don't. Some, but generally don't. I'm talking about the upper middle class people. They don't. They don't buy expensive cars. Generally don't. That means they live way beneath their income. Their lifestyle is not a reflection of their earning. What they earn, they don't spend the way they earn. They don't. They buy used cars, they buy simple homes. Most of them live in that neighborhood. Okay, how do I know they had money? They had a lot of money. Just drive around their neighborhood, you see. They had everything in that community. Everything. They own counseling centers, hospitals, recreation centers, everything. Nursing homes, senior centers, everything, sports. Schools, they own private schools in the area, in the own neighborhood. They had schools. They have all over the country, all over the nation. You go to a Jewish neighborhood, you will see that. And I was really impressed that children were playing in the school, playground, and there was a rabbi or someone watching over the kids. Their family system is strong. Family system is strong. There's a lot of information there. I don't want to go into that. What I'm saying right now is that what they do is they have income that they spend on themselves and a big chunk of the income which they give it over to the community because they know it's for them. It's their community. My wife may need counseling help or postpartum depression or treatment, or myself, I may need a doctor tomorrow. My child may need a good school tomorrow or needs it today. My value system needs to be taught. It's not coming from CNN. It's not coming from Hollywood. My children growing up as mu'mineen, as Shias, Muslims, as followers of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, they need ulama, they need rabbis. My children need alim. The Christian community, they need pastors. Buddhist community need their, experts. It's not going to happen by itself. If today we are buying expensive houses or spending on cars and not developing our community centers and the resources that we need today to run the places that we know that's where our children, we want them to belong to these places, it will come back to haunt us very soon. Just 2 years from now, the kids will be lost. They will be making six-figure salaries, but be spending not even a dime on Islam. Because we didn't do that. Why would my child do that? I don't worry about when I have to buy a car or a house. I don't worry about how much money I have to spend because I'm going to live there. But I have a lot to worry about when I have to spend $1,000 a month for Islamic Center, or even $500 or $100. If I have resources today, it is an amanat for a short time, and this will not stay with me. My death will come. My children, which way they will go, I have no clue. And death is very close. I am in a profession, I bury people all the time. Brother Ali also, others who do Shashi Janada all the time, I've seen rich people, young people, children, men, women, innovators, experts, scientists, businessmen, rich people, all of them, they die. And then they never come back. One of the Ansar, he passed away, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came to see that he had left a lot of dates. And he had put in his wasiyat that his son would give them out to poor people, distribute them. So the Prophet stopped and picked up one khurma, one khajur, one date from that huge pile. And he said, if this man who passed away, if he had given from all these days just this much in his lifetime, it would have been better for him than to leave all of these for his son to distribute among the poor. That means all the sawab, all the reward of that is going to the son. You leave behind a lot of wealth, your son, who's going to take care of even the will? If you leave a will behind, who's going to take care of it? People, if I am worshipping money, my son is going to do the same. If I cannot let go of the money I have today, I do understand. We work very hard. It's hard-earned money. A person came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He asked the Prophet, I fear death all the time. I don't want to think about death. See, when you don't want to think about something, you are afraid of it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. Because you're afraid. The Holy Prophet, so what do I do? The Holy Prophet said, do you have money? He said, yes. He said, spend some of that money for your akhirah. Because wherever your money is, that's where your heart is. You want your akhirat to get better, start spending for akhirat now. Just like your retirement age, you want to buy a retirement plan the day you retire, so you have money over there that can take care of you. You invest it today, right? I'm not saying you do that, whatever. I'm just saying if you plan to do that, why do you do that? Because you think this will help. Well, that's for just 10, 20 years, 30 years. I'm going to retire from this dunya forever. I'm going to leave this dunya forever. And what investment do I have for that? What is my retirement plan, departure plan from this dunya? That money is going to help me. The problems that affect us, right? I will tell you from the time of Hazrat Shu'aib alayhi salam, a young man who was very well built and very smart. He used to be like part of the community, When there was some prayer service going on, he would attend that. Otherwise, in his personal life, he was really, outside the deen. Committing sins, everything, whatever, but show his face, So, and he used to boast about it. Go around telling people, Shu'aib, Prophet says that, if you do something wrong, you'll be punished for it. And I don't get punished. I do whatever I want. And I have money, I have this, I have that. What's going wrong in my life? Everything is fine. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam, tell this young man, oh fool, ay ahmaq. Now, what is ahmaq? The word is not a bad word. Ahmaq is used as a bad word in some languages, but it basically means a person who, like my way or highway kind of thing. My opinion is right. I'm right. Such a person is called ahmaq. That means nobody else can be right. I am right. Say, oh ahmaq, how much should I punish you? Allah is asking Shu'aib to tell this young man, how much should I punish you? Your zahir seems to be very healthy and good, in good shape, right? But your inside is all dark and rotten. Your heart has become blind. And it has turned upside down, right? And advice does not touch your heart. Advice does not touch your heart. Isn't that enough of a punishment for you? So Shu'aib alayhi salam told him what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said. So this young man replied, if this is true, then what is the sign of this? that Allah has actually punished me this way? How do I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has punished me this way? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Hazrat Shoaib, replied to this. He said the sign is that when you stand up to pray, you do not enjoy it. When you stand up to pray, your salat has no lazzat in it. You do not derive any pleasure in prayers. Your obedience and your ibadat has a very beautiful appearance. But inside is like a nut, walnut, girdu, that has gone bad inside. If you plant it in the ground, nothing will grow out of it. Because it's rotted, it's gone bad. Zahir of this, sometimes the girdu, the walnut, it looks very fine outside. You break it, it's all bad, dark. Smells bad, it's all bad. So your ibadat is like that. It seems very beautiful, mashallah, wearing a nice dress and this and that, offering your salat, long sajda. But inside is just like that walnut that has gone bad inside. When Hazrat Shoaib told him this, that's where he realized that yes, if today I ask myself, how do I know Allah is, now Allah doesn't punish anyone. It is what happens is that people experience the natural outcome of the actions they are doing in this dunya, and more of it in the akhirat, in their qabr and beyond that. Just the outcome, the natural effects of their actions, they begin to see, witness. They witness. That's it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, imagine, is holding this curtain between us and the effects of our actions. So you don't see it. He lifts a little bit of that. Little bit more. That comes, An-nasu niyamun hatta idha matu intabahu. People are sleeping. Until they die, they wake up. So it's all right there in front of me. I don't see it because it's inside. I see my zahir in my mirror, but I don't see my inside. So I think I'm in a good shape, a good life. But we can be up for a big surprise if we assume that our condition is good because of our health, because of our money, because of our investments or assets or whatever that may be. Please recite a salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
I heard this little account from Islam Sayyid Bakr Fali, famous orator I mentioned earlier also. And he quotes from Imam Hassan al-Askari al-Islam of Bihar al-Anwar. The riwayat is over there. He said, long story, but just this part of it. There was a king, young man, wealthy, obviously, king, powerful. Everything seemed very good about him, So, and wealthy people, when they travel, they make a big deal out of it. Like Saudi princes, when they travel, what they do? Now, there's not so much money there anymore, but they still spend it like they have everything. So he also set up some travel plans, whatever. They start with all the entourage, the money, and all this, So they started moving. They got to some place. He was having a good time, enjoying. So he asked his people, bring me wine and bring me, want to drink and that. So he had a wazir who was Hakim, who was Dana, who was some wise person. He came to me and said, King, this will ruin your mind. You're traveling and you're leading this whole thing and you're the one making decisions. This is not good for you. He didn't listen to that advice. He said, give it to me anyway. So I started drinking and drank too much liquor. He lost his mind. Because now, even a drop of that is haram. Even a drop of that. No one can say, well, a little bit is okay. Everything is haram. Haram is haram. Anyway, he drank himself to the point that he just couldn't figure out. He had lost his mind completely. Now they were traveling and They were passing through some place where there was Zoroastrians used to live. Now they don't bury the way people, when somebody dies, they don't bury them the way we do. I don't know, they feed them to some birds or whatever they do, I don't know. Vultures, okay. So some princess, some beautiful young woman had passed away. So they used to sit them on a chair at the top of a hill. So that's exactly what they were doing. They put this beautiful, charming, beautiful woman, dead, on a chair. Now they're traveling towards this mountain or hill, and this king, his eyes fell on this young woman, which is a corpse basically. He said, I want to go to her. So he said, he's dead, rotten probably by now. How many days it's been sitting there, we don't know. He said, no, he's not getting anything. He doesn't know what's going on. Anyway, the people, the smell and everything, he just went up to and he hugged this dead body. Now it was in really bad shape. He didn't sense it. He didn't sense it. All insects and whatever you can imagine, from a distance, the beautiful clothes and whatever seemed like very appealing. Now, he didn't realize, time passed when the day broke or whatever, time passed, whatever, and he kind of regained his senses and began to say, wow, stinking, what is this? And people are, all this, what people think about him now. All his people, everybody, Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, we have just, in this position of that king, hugging this rotten dunya around us, don't want to let it go, and we think that it is really lovely and beautiful, but inside is all stinking and rotten. Let's say something is purchased with haram money, which seems just as good as any other. You buy a nice expensive car with haram money, same car, you enjoy the ride. Doesn't see there's anything bad about it, right? The inside is all bad. $1 you hold back from homes of Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam. Now the whole, it's rotting the whole thing. Everything is going bad. The house, the family, the investment, the bank, the family, the children, all of that is being affected. We don't see that. We have huquq of people on our shoulders. People have rights over us and we don't care. This is the mindset of Qarun. Qarun used to say, I am rich because I am smart. I am rich and you guys are poor because you are stupid. That's exactly how you should think. I am rich because I am smart. If you guys just had this much of sense, you would have money. That's what some people, racist people in this country always say when they talk to black people and others, You don't work hard, man. Work hard, you will be rich like us. Arrogant people all have the same language. It doesn't matter generations ago, 1 million years ago, 1,000 years ago, it's always the same. Yeah, language is the same, tone is the same, body language is the same, arguments, logic, everything is the same. Nothing changes really. And the results of that is actually, people are being punished inside. This blindness of the heart, that this person does not enjoy his prayers. Because prayer is that elevator going to heaven. As-salatu mi'rajul mu'min, right? You are stuck in the first floor, ground floor, keep pressing floor number 2, 5, 7, it doesn't go. What's going on? You're stuck in the elevator, it just doesn't take you up. What's the problem? The elevator? Obviously, I've messed up my elevator. There's a column from inside of my heart going up, this noor going up, this Ism Azam of Allah inside. I'm burying it, I don't let it come out, I don't let it work, I don't put it to work for me. I don't use this channel, this bright channel from my heart, deep inside my heart, going all the way up to above, high above the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I don't want to use it. And this really, we have to ask ourselves when we have a problem in our lives. When we have a problem, somebody gets sick suddenly, somebody dies. I've seen rich people, were deported overnight, put in jails. Rich people used to earn like the 10 surgeries a night, each surgery $10,000, $20,000. Imagine, it's like astounding figures. Years in jail and deported. Didn't do anything wrong. Apparently didn't. But those who are looking for, ways to, catch people who are doing something wrong, they find something. Anyway, let's not put too much stock into my achievements, my accomplishments. Let's not think that life will be good for me because it is good today. Let's not live in fantasy of achieving, the dream. They say the American dream, for example. Okay, we have a goal in our life. I will be this, I will be that. The important thing is what it is doing to you now, today. If today you go to school, you learn something, why are you going to school? What is your purpose? Because if you study, let's say, computers, if you study geology, something else. When you die, there's no use for that science in the grave. Is there any use for, let's say, you know how to fix computers? Are there any computers to fix in your grave? But there's some reward of what you did in this dunya based not on what the skill you used, based on your intention and purpose in learning that science, right? You went to school. Why? Because you wanted to be educated. Why? Because you wanted to serve Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam. Let's say you become an engineer, electrical engineer in one of the Islamic media channels, and you became one of those people who are helping promote Islam. Fine. You said, this is my contribution to Islam. Maybe you serve in the local community and you support with whatever, Like we were talking to brothers, you say, okay, I cannot go for ziyarat, I've helped someone else visit Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. What's wrong with that? Do your part, what you can do today, because very soon you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to do it. The advice I give to young couples when I read nikah for them, I say, live a simple life. Don't spend too much. Don't get used to a very comfortable or luxurious life. Don't make a budget that will not sustain itself in future. Have your wife attend to your children. Yes, she can work, but somebody has to be there around for the kids. Don't send them over to outside. I don't know who is taking care of them. Most of these daycare centers don't do a good job with kids, and they don't do a good job at all as when it relates to our religious values. Obviously not. Even for safety, they are not a good place. You don't know what's happening to the kids when you are not around. Your child comes to this world is an amanat in your hands. Live a simple life. Spend that money for the future of this child. Protect the future, because very soon this child is going to need. You want to have a place where you have a masjid, you come over there, and that place is, mashallah, in good shape. Better than your own house. Because you call it the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Has to be better than my own house. If a community's size is, for example, of 200, 300, 400, well, the whole community should be involved. Whole community should be involved in taking care and growth of the progress of your activities, right? In this country, you need good relations with your neighbors, with elected representatives, with media, with law enforcement, with a lot of other people. You need to be in a situation that you can invite them, they can come and talk to you, you talk to them, present your viewpoint. Your educated young members of your community who graduate from colleges should be able to play a role in the masjid. The masjid should define itself in such a way that it's very well integrated in the community in this country, so you feel safe. So God forbid tomorrow there's a problem with all this going on 24/7, as you know better than me. Well, you have some people come outside and say, hey, I know these people, they're okay. You have any people who stand here for you? You should have people who accept your religion and become members of our community. How many are we? How many people do we have who have embraced our faith? To earn respect, you have to give respect. You have to present yourself as really, respectable, contributing members of the community. This is our chance today. We do that well today, tomorrow we will reap the benefits of this, inshallah. Salawat, please.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Otherwise, the tests which come in our life, for example, hurricane. I've just come from Houston. 450,000 houses, were affected, directly damaged. Anyway, why do these things happen? They happen because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to bring out what's hidden inside of us. Bring out. That means our isti'dad, our salahiyat, our, potential that we are not using. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to wake up. Use this potential. Potential of being a good human being. Potential of being a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Potential of knowing about the haqa'iq of this dunya and akhirat. Potential of reaching some place in ibadat. We have enough examples. Then why don't we follow them? We have example of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. We need to follow that. But we get so busy and caught up with so many things that it seems like never-ending busyness. It's being too occupied that there just doesn't seem to be any space for Imam Hussein al-Islam in our lives. Because it is not a rational understanding of faith, that's why. It's not an understanding of faith that is relevant. And why is it not? Because we have not educated ourselves. Why problems happen in our life? Because sometimes Allah wants to give a kafara. So that we give kafara of the problem, we suffer a little. Sometimes calamity is of a different kind. You lose the people who are your source to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your channel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Holy Prophet said, Inni tarikun fikum mustaqalain. Quran is a ni'mat. When Quran is misunderstood, it becomes a niqmat, an azab. Quran is supposed to be a hudan lil muttaqeen. But if the people are not muttaqi, Quran becomes a mudil, something else, has the opposite impact on the person. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam are the second biggest, precious thing, trust that Allah, Prophet of Allah left behind with the community. When people mistreated them, ignored them, isolated them, hurt them, disrespected them, the absence of Ahlul Bayt from among the people, although they were present, it became the ground for adab of the people, exploitation of the society, right? Exploitation of Islam, abuse of all the human values, and so much went wrong after that. You see in the personalities of the, this caravan of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Imam Hussain, why this statement I said, Imam Hussain, ad-dunya, al-nas abid ad-dunya, he said it when he just arrived in Karbala. This is perhaps one of the first statements he uttered. Al-nasu abid ad-dunya. People are the slave of this world. He said that. Why? Because the first reflection, his first comment on the situation, that now I've been abandoned. No one there to help me. I'm just here with my family and few people. Right? The first reflection, the first comment and remark he made about this, An-Nasu Abid Dunya. This is the adab for the people, that Imam Hussain is getting killed. What is the benefit of crying after all this happens? Sayyid Shuhada, his sister came along. Sayyid Zainab, when she was marrying, in history is written that she made a condition in the Akhd to Abdullah ibn Ja'far, that when my brother leaves for Iraq, I will accompany him, and you will not stop me from going along. Zainab is, and mutually the respect was both ways. Imam Hussain al-Islam used to look at his sister somewhat like he was looking at his mother, Sayyidah Fatima. The kind of respect he had for Zainab. The Masaib and the incidents, whatever took place in Karbala, are fully appreciated by people who have the similar regard, similar values and affection in their families. If our family values resemble those of Ahlul Bayt, we can appreciate and understand the pain of Imam Hussain al-Islam and the suffering that happened over there. Let me give you a glimpse of that tonight. They arrived in Karbala. Now, Abbas is very careful how to bring everybody down from the camels. Now, there are 70 camels or 100 and some camels only loaded with all their belongings because they were moving towards Kufa. They were changing their home. They were going from Medina to Kufa to live over there. These belongings that they brought, they were looted in a matter of minutes. After Imam Hussain was killed, they attacked the camps and took away everything. Zainab, Kulsum, these children and these families of Bani Hashim and families of some of the Ansar that had accompanied the caravan of Imam Hussain, they're coming down. The camel of Sayyidah Zainab sits down, and then Ali Akbar, Abbas, they come, they help Hazrat Zainab come down from the camel. Just think for a moment, camel is pretty tall. To come down from it, the camel has to actually sit down on the ground, and still it's pretty high. Someone has to help a person get down from the camel. Now here's Ali Akbar, here's Imam Hussain, here's Abbas and everybody else, right? Come and see the condition of Bibi Zainab on the 11th of Muharram. How does she get on the camel? Now she's passing through the bodies of Shuhada and her own brother. And she's on this camel. And is it possible for Zainab to just move and forget about this? No, it is not possible. This is her brother in this state. So she falls down from camel, and God knows how many times these women and these children were falling down from these camels. Sometimes they fell down from a camel and no one looked back. Zainab had two sons. Abdullah ibn Ja'far had sent his two sons with their mother, and they came to Karbala. A time came when Ali Akbar is gone, Ashab are all shaheed. Now his brothers are sitting with their mother, and the mother is constantly telling them, this is time for you to give your sacrifice. I want to be proud of you on the day of Qiyamah before my mother, before Rasulullah, your grandfather. And they are looking at each other, how will my uncle give permission to us? We are so young. But then one of them says to the other, you know what, when our mother says something to Hussein, to our uncle, he never refuses. Maybe today when Zainab goes and tells my brother that my sons are ready to go, he may accept her request. Now, every time somebody so dear to Ahlul Bayt left the camp, Zainab was the last to say goodbye. Zainab would come out and but here, all and Muhammad are coming outside the tent now, moving towards the battlefield. They turn around, they don't see their mother. They don't see their mother coming after them. One becomes wonder why Zainab did not come out. Her own sons are going out to the battlefield for the last time. Zainab is probably wondering, maybe what if my brother sees me? What if something happens to my sons and Hussein feels embarrassed before me? That I had to let go of your children, Zainab. That your children died today in the battlefield for me. And when her children, they came out and they fought for a long time, because now there's time for every one of Bani Hashim to show that he's a grandson of Ali Murtaza. Just like Battle of Khaybar. Now, all the Muhammad are just like that. But they're very young. But when they were killed, their bodies were brought back to the camp. Okay, when they were brought right in front of the entrance of the tent of Zainab, imagine all these tents, Imam Hussein and his own family members in the inner circle, and then there were Bani Hashim, the young men, and then there were Ashab and Ansar. If you go to Mukhayyam and Karbala, you will see that. When someone came and said, Zainab, your children have arrived, your children have come back, your sons have come back. Zainab did not ask any questions. She came outside. I don't know how she came outside. She put her hand on the chest of her sons and made some space between them and performed sajda and said, oh Allah, I thank you. Oh, I thank you for making me proud. Thank you for accepting this sacrifice from Zainab. Zainab loved her sons very much, but never mentioned that. Never cried for her sons. She was crying all the time for Hussein. All the time she went to Sham, she came back to Medina. It was only after she entered her house finally, went to that corner where all of Muhammad used to pray every day. All of a sudden Zainab remembered, my sons, I never got to cry for you. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج اللهم انصر الاسلام والمسلمين اللهم اقض حوائج المؤمنين